women's movement in India has not addressed the issues of women of lower social strata. Substantiate your view. Now, this is a very typical question where they're giving you a statement and this statement is tilted on one side. Notice what the question says. It says that it has not addressed the issues. See, nothing in the society, country, economy is black and white. You just can't lean on one side. There are going to be gray areas. There are going to be areas where things do overlap. So, in this, women's movement in India is not addressed, can't be there. Sometimes it might have also addressed. So, how I tried to divide the answer into two parts. First, I tried to say, yes, it is not addressed. Just trying to agree with the statement, giving the statement some respect of its own. I tried to write some points that women's movement, for example, political movements that have been there, they have focused on women who are already in a powerful position, who belong to some powerful families and who are there in the urban areas, women who already know a lot about the issues, who have a better exposure. So that's how they have been very powerful, and that is how they have not focused on the lower strata of the society, the women who are there. So just trying to agree with this statement. Some other example, if I could quote, I tried to see the cultural movement. Sometimes, cultural movement, you have artists who are coming up and they make a group, but that's very urban and that does not seep through the strata of the society. So just briefly agreeing with this statement, then I said no, there have been a lot of movements which have also tried to cater to the needs of the women who are there in the lower strata or who are there in the margins. So talking about women in lower strata, what women could be there? Women from lower caste, okay, women who are belonging to very rural, remote areas, or women who are tribals. Okay. Some of these, for example, the tribal issue could be mentioned here, that yes, organization of tribal women has not been really effective. This could be included here, that no, it has not been addressed. In the second part, how it has been addressed, you can mention the example, the very successful example of India, though it's not a women's movement per se, the Self-Employed Women's Association. And I think Ms. Bhatt is the head of it. So yes, this is a women's organization that has catered to the needs of very poor women in the lower strata. You can give this example that it has covered it. Narmada Bachao Andolan, headed by Ms. Medha Patkar. So it was not a women's movement per se, but it had a lot of women's participation coming in, especially from the rural sections of the society, rural and remote areas of Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh as well. So this could be an example where yes, it has been addressed. We are saying that. Women's movement, may I also somehow briefly mention the self-help group, though it's not a women's movement per se. I just said that, that's a kind of a place where women organize, come together, and even women from very lower strata, they're now coming up and, saving some amount of rupees, especially in the southern states, and they have benefited well. So that's how I tried to, but I'd focused more on the part that yes, it has been addressed. In the conclusion, I said that yes, there are still women in the margin. For example, women from the minority communities, from the Muslim community or the other communities, Buddhists, who've not been able to organize, and their thing has not been coming out. So I just briefly also mentioned that how the All India Muslim Mahila Andolan, which was there, which also fought a case against triple talaq. That is one of the movement from the community, from the Muslim community of women that is coming out. That's a brief example that you can use to end it up.